Hey, what's up, VC? It's Steve again, Harmless Rebel. Time to do another metal update. In the background right there, we got Megadeth playing Rust in Peace. I would put that in the top 2 best metal albums of all time. Holy War's playing right now, an amazing album from beginning to end. If you like hard rock, heavy metal, good guitar work, I would highly recommend that album from beginning to end. Just like I said, it's amazing. We're going to cover a couple things here. This is mostly a metal update. There's a little bit of hard rock here, and then we'll just kind of go from there. I've had some pretty good finds as of late, so we'll go start off with one of the precursors of metal, and it's going to be Led Zeppelin, In Through the Outdoor. I picked this one up about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. This is actually I've actually done another metal update. I am reshooting it because at the time I only had about half of these albums, and then within a couple of days I found 5 or 6 more good albums to add to it. So I just decided to scrap that and do another video. So that's what this is. But again, Led Zeppelin, In Through the Outdoor. I found this for 16 bucks. It's an original US pressing on Swan Song, if you can see. I love the Swan Song label. I think that's probably one of the best labels out there. All in all, it's in excellent condition. It plays really well. The only real flaw with it is this little, you got a little tear of the bag right there. Other than that, the sleeve, everything is in beautiful, beautiful condition. So I didn't get there with that. But I was really happy to find this one. Again, 17 bucks. They also had Led Zeppelin 1 and 2 in really good shape. They were both represses from a year or two after the original release. I didn't buy them because they're about to re-release 1 and 2. And now I'm kind of kicking myself because I just found out that the re-releases aren't going to be from the original analog recording. It's going to be using the digital masters, which kind of defeats the entire purpose of a repress. But so I'll go back there tomorrow. Hopefully they still have Led Zeppelin 1 and 2. I doubt they will, but maybe I'll get lucky. Next up, some really good hard rock. I ran across Highway to Hell. I actually bought this the same day in the same place I bought Led Zeppelin from. A little wear on the sleeve, a little ring wear. And something that drives me crazy is people putting their names on it. It drives me nuts. You can see they did it here too. In case you missed it on the front, it's on the back too. However, the vinyl itself is in excellent condition, plays really well. And if you look, they were nice enough to put their name on the vinyl too. So, other than the name, it's really in excellent condition. I honestly, this is for me by far the best ACD album. And don't get me wrong, I like AC/DC after Bon Scott left. I love the Back in Black and quite a few albums after that. But the Bon Scott stuff is just amazing. I mean, it's by far the best AC/DC out there. So, Highway to Hell. This one's not metal. However, it's definitely got one of the best metal album covers of all time. Flirting with Disaster from Molly Hatchet. Again, I picked that up the same day. It was $3.99. It's in excellent condition, and it's just a great 70s rock album. Molly Hatchet, they definitely get the award for best album covers. All their album covers are just amazing. But love this album. It was $3.99, so I picked it up. Now the next one, depending on your take, I think it's more of a punk album. A lot of people would call it hardcore. But Beastie Boys, Aglio e Olio. I love the Beastie Boys punk stuff, and I'm actually going to probably do another video. I was just thinking about this the other day, where I'll get in depth into Aglio e Olio, and then to Some Old Bullshit, which was also a lot of their early punk stuff. I just kind of get into the history of the Beastie Boys, but if you run across this was another one I picked up for 17 bucks. Actually, the same place that I picked these up. It was on a different visit, though. I was really actually amazed to see this. I just don't run across any Beastie Boys, and to find any of their punk stuff was even more of a surprise to me. I bought this when it first came out on CD and loved it. I've been looking for this on vinyl for quite a while, and like I said, I saw it and I grabbed it. It's in excellent condition. Little damage to this bottom corner, but other than that, just excellent condition. Sounds wonderful. No noise at all. But if you like punk rock, if you like hardcore, if you like the Beastie Boys, grab this album. If you're more into the Beastie Boys hip hop, you're probably not going to like this. It's funny. I wasn't really into punk at the time when Some Old Bullshit came out. I think it was 91 or 92, and I hadn't really gotten into punk yet, but I was a real big Beastie Boys fan, and I was really disappointed with Some Old Bullshit. And now in hindsight, it's probably my top 3 favorite Beastie Boys albums. So, Aglio Olio. So next up, we're still in the 70s, but we're kind of getting closer to the metal. This is Stars. I had to do a little research. The name was familiar to me, and looking at the picture on the back, I was pretty sure it was a hard rock band, but I didn't know much about the band. I actually thought Violation was the band and Stars was the name of the album. Whatever. So I looked it up. I saw that it was indeed hard rock. And did a little research when I got home and found out that this band was kind of the precursor for hair metal, which I found kind of surprising. It is a pretty good hard rock album. I enjoyed the listen. And you can't really see it here with the way they're dressed. But the album after this, on the back, they take on more of the New York Dolls type appearance with the bigger hair and all that stuff. And as I was reading, I found that Poison and Motley Crue, this is kind of who they modeled themselves after when they especially Motley Crue, kind of created what would become hair metal. So I found that really interesting that 2 of the bigger hair metal bands, this was the band that inspired them. And like I said, in effect, is kind of the precursor to 80s hair metal, So pretty cool album, though. Some good hard rock. I think this was 78, 77 when this came out. Next up, a couple singles that I ran across. I found both of these at Goodwill. I was really surprised, especially with this one. This is Fake Healer from Metal Church. I love Metal Church, especially through about 87, 88. Once you get past there, I'm not really a fan. I don't like their new album, but I definitely like their older stuff. Fake Healer is off of Blessing in Disguise, which was, I think, 89. Blessing in Disguise came out. But this is one of the promos. Not super valuable. I mean, it's worth about $5, but like I said, I'm a real big fan of Metal Church, so I scooped this up as soon as I saw it. Another 12-inch here. Promo is Loudness. You Shook Me. I couldn't find any information about this promo or about this 12-inch in general. I'll have to do a little bit more research. It's not on Discogs, and I couldn't find it on the Loudness website on the list of their promos, so I don't know much about it. I mean, it's a good song. For those of you who aren't familiar with Loudness, they're a hard rock, heavy metal band from Japan. There's quite a few Japanese bands I like. I was in the military for 9 years, and I was stationed in Japan for almost all of that. So I really got into a lot of the Japanese heavy metal bands while I was over there, and Loudness was one of them. So it's a good song. It's not one of my favorite songs, but I grabbed it. Like I said, I can't find much information about it, so we'll see what pans out from that. Next up, we got White Cross. White Cross was one of those bands that just never got as big as I thought they should have, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that they were a religious band. And I would say they were more overtly religious than what Stryper was, even though I think they're a much better band than Stryper was. Their guitarist is amazing. He blows away half of the 80s metal guitarists. Really, really good guitar work. But like I said, I really like White Cross. I actually saw them, I want to say, 87 or 88 in a pizza place. And when I say pizza place, it's not like a small place. I don't know if you guys remember how big the Chuck E. Cheese's used to be. Now they're very small, but in my childhood they were monstrous places with multiple rooms, and at least the one in Tucson was in Arizona where I lived at the time, had multiple rooms and was very cool. Um, well, in Arizona they had another pizza place called Pistol Pete's, which was kind of a competitor to that and to Peter Piper Pizza. I think Peter Piper eventually bought out Pistol Pete's, but the Pistol Pete's in Maryville, where I grew up, was monstrous. And White Cross actually played there, and I got to see them. It was like $10 at the time, and it was just an amazing show. And it still cracks me up that it was in a pizza place, but they had like 3,000 people stuffed in that place, and it was amazing. And I've always kind of had an affinity for them ever since. But if you like good 80s heavy metal and really good guitar work, check out White Cross. Like I said, great band. So the next two are going to be No Rest for the Wicked and Long Way to Heaven from Helix. I hadn't really listened to Helix. I was familiar with the band, not really with the music though. Some good heavy metal from the good 80s heavy metal. I think this one is, I can't even read what year it's from. '83. But some good early 80s hard rock heavy metal. And both albums are in excellent condition. Inner sleeves are pretty much perfect. So I picked them up, and I wasn't disappointed. Both great albums. I actually prefer No Rest for the Wicked. But Long Way to Heaven was also... Oops, if I get rid of the glare. Yeah, not really. But also another great album. So, Helix. Next up, a little bit of British steel, I guess. Britain's threesome there, Triumph, Allied Forces. Triumph, I don't think gets enough credit for the amount of what's the word I'm looking for what they've done for metal. They really were a great trio, and just really good heavy metal. But Allied Forces. Next two, we got a little bit of Dokken, Tooth and Nail, and Breaking the Chains. Both good albums. Dokken was a good metal band. I don't want to say they were a great metal band. The main reason I like them is for George Lynch. For those of you who aren't familiar with Dokken, he also had a band called Lynch Mob. George Lynch has amazing guitar work, and that's the main reason I like Dokken. I think all of their stuff is good. I wouldn't call it great, mostly because I'm not a fan of their singer, but the music itself is really good. But they were still a pretty good and pretty influential metal band from the 80s. But again, you got George Lynch right there. George Lynch was just amazing on guitar. But Don Dokken, the vocalist, I'm just not a fan of his. And I wasn't too disappointed when George Lynch left Dokken and went out on his own and started the Lynch Mob. But still, good heavy metal albums and still worth having in your collection. And then last, we've got a little bit of Crocus. I've got Headhunter and Alive and Screamin'. Alive and Screamin' is up there with great metal album covers. That is just a freaky, creepy album cover. And then Headhunter, which is cool too. The half face and half skull. Apparently, the music shop that I got this from, apparently the owner knows Steve Pace. He's from this area, apparently, and he used to frequent the record shop, I guess, back in the days. I guess he wasn't a fan of heavy metal though. He took this job um, with Crocus just because it was offered to him. He wasn't really a metal fan. He was more of a 70s or a southern rock or hard rock kind of drummer and preferred that. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but he was in another band in the 70s. It was apparently really good and was a competitor to Leonard Skinner, and a lot of people apparently like that band more than Leonard Skinner. So I haven't done much. I'll probably look that band up. I want to say, I'm actually look it up real quick here.